you explain what you're doing?
Well, for me and my personality, I try. The reason why I got wrecked the other day is because I tried the short. I am not Michael Burry. That is not gonna work. So I realized, like, just from that experience, that I'm not the person to short nothing. And I think that's more of a personality thing. But I feel like from a positivity standpoint, it's easier for me to long something than for me to time shorting something. I don't know why. That's just how it works. So I focus on just longing things. I just catch bottoms, or sometimes I catch sideways consolidation. And I don't be greedy. If I go in there, I'm just trying to, like I tell you, like I'm practicing on my $100 account. I'm just trying to make $1 a trade. Sometimes I can't make $1. Sometimes I gotta cut it. I make 40 cents. I make 60 cents. I make 80 cents. I'm like, cool. If this was $100,000, this would look totally different. So I'm gonna be happy with this 40, 60, 80 cent. And that's kind of what I do. And I'm still studying, to be honest, but that's what I've been learning so far, just from all day and night. I go run, I come back, I get to it like all day and night. So for me, like I'm just betting. I learned my lesson with using high leverage. I'm just conservative everything, all just about conservative everything, conservative leverage, DCA, and into sometimes, like I tell you, I got tricked into it. Not tricked. I was out of my element trying to short things and do too much, and I had the DCA out of a couple plays, like maybe 5 or 6 times. And if I didn't even know like about just the basics of DCA, I would have blew up my account like 6 times. So every time I made a mistake, I just put it in the journal, like, okay, don't do that again, and realizing like just being focused and trying to stay focused while I'm doing that. But way outside your question, yeah, I just try to bet on the price to go up, to be honest. But I'm more of a long person. I'm not like a person that shorts the market. Even though I bet it's probably easy, but my brain, I don't know. It's hard for me to see it that way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that explanation. I'm trying to just make sure people understand exactly what it is, you're doing and how to do it type of deal, when they listen back to it or whatever. Um, yeah, that's dope though, dog. Like that's the best way to do it, bro, is start with a little bit at a time, man. You don't want to dive in and so those because every learning experience is going to come with losses, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather them be small ones than what I'm saying, start off losing racks. You know what I'm saying, trying to learn something. So nah, you're killing it, dog. I like watching that journey, dog, and I'm taking notes too because eventually I want to start dabbling around with it because I think I'd do pretty good with the crypto because I study that more than anything. So I'm very interested, man, and especially like the tokenized stocks, bro. That's interesting too. Um, Something I just seen pop up on my radar. Hey, John, have you heard of UPXI? It's a company on the Nasdaq stock market.
Let me look it up. It doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head. Hold on.
For sure, I appreciate it. And I'm asking because I just seen something pop up that they're taking like the Michael Saylor approach, but with Solana. So I wanted to start looking into that company.
Oh, actually, I think I heard that. What's the ticker again?
UPXI. It says yeah, it's on the Nasdaq.
I heard somebody talking about that the other day. They're going to do the same approach and buy Bitcoin and use it as leverage. Is that right?
Yeah, but yeah, they're doing it with Solana though instead of Bitcoin.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay, I got to put this on my watch list. Hold on.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because you know me, I'm a big Solana fan. You know what I'm saying, and I see a lot of potential in that. So, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they do with that, and what it does to their company and everything. If it has a positive effect or what. Especially with it's good for to be the company to get ahead of that. You know what I'm saying? Because when they start dropping those Solana ETFs and stuff, they'll already be on top of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I was doing a little bit of research before I started the space, and I seen that pop up. So I had to click on that. So yeah, UPXI is the ticker. Um, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the company is. I didn't get time to really dive that deep into it, but yeah, they're going heavy on Solana, man. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. And
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, it says
oh,
that
go
they
ahead.
bought 83,000 Solana coins.
Yeah, bro.
83,000. Wow. So that's, what is that? 17 million? Yeah, about 17 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I've been trying to tell people about Solana for a while, man, but only a few really listen, which is all good, man.
Hey, well, one good thing, if I buy a couple shares of that ETF that I shared earlier this week, I'll have a little bit of allocation to the same stuff.
Exactly. That's another thing. Yeah, I like the ETF thing that you posted and you broke down, man. That's very dope and interesting. I like that because you got a lot of people that want exposure, but they don't want to, because even with all the adoption, it's still, if you don't really know what you're doing, it gets confusing to really know where to go and how to exactly get into certain cryptos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And that's what I was thinking about. If I wanted to do that myself, how that ETF is set up, I would have to go set up a Coinbase account, fund the Coinbase account, and then buy the exact allocation, put the money in, and copy that ETF, and then look at it every few months to make sure everything's right. That would be a lot of work, wouldn't it?
oh yeah, yeah, no, that'd be a lot of work, man. Yeah, you gotta, and that comes also with a lot of research you got to do on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's definitely a lot of work, and on top of that, like the safest way to do it would be doing it with a cold storage device, which also comes with a lot of work. Setting it up, learning how to set it up, setting it up properly. Setting up your seed phrases and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to see all this, man. It's crazy because, like I said before, man, I knew crypto was going to get its adoption, but I didn't expect it at this rate. And then all the ETFs, man. I remember when they were denying the Bitcoin ETF at first. You know what I'm saying? When Gary Gensler was still in, sabotaging our market. But yeah, man, it's just dope to see the growth for sure.
Yeah, that's good. That's true. And I was thinking about the same thing about the little Charles Schwab cryptocurrency ETF that has all the different companies that have something to do with crypto. Buy a couple shares of that, and then buy a couple shares of that Bitcoin, or excuse me, the cryptocurrency market ETF. You've got allocations to everything that you normally don't get if you buy the S&P and the Nasdaq, which is nice to have just a little tiny piece. That way, whenever people are talking about it, you're getting a chance to participate in all the fun stuff.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. It's good to get that exposure, and like you said, it's for people who don't got the time to do all that research on a new market like crypto. There's your exposure right there. You know what I mean? You can just get to the right ETF, and you'll capture some of that upside and some of that some of the potential you get with all that. So yeah, that's dope, man. And yeah, I got a watch list with all that on there because I'm gonna start allocating some. I'm trying to get it because I'm trying to get it both ways, man. I'm trying to get it with the, because you got people that are so one track. They think you can only it's only one way or the other. I'm doing the ETFs. I'm doing a couple individual stocks, and then I'm getting the hard asset too. You know what I mean? Because I like I said, I like Solana, so I'm stacking that up. And after I see that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna build my own Solana reserve and start stacking even more, man. That's what's up.